What if I could tell you that you have a special message to the world? Because today I want to talk about the value of you. Yes, you, no one else. So when it comes to you, what do you think about? What comes to mind? But you see, the problem is the first thing that you and I think of is, what do other people think of us? Well, that's the problem. When we start to think about what other people think about us, we're going the wrong route. I want to tell you, this is Free Coaching Friday, and today I'm going to deal intricately with the questions what people ask about themselves. The first thing we need to learn is, it's not about other people thinking something about you, it's about you or I seeing the value in ourselves. So in order for me to deal with that, I'm going to have to really be very direct and get to the point today of what to do. It's great to see you, Sharon. Great to see you, Yuri. You guys are always here. For those that are on here for the first time, I'm Dr. Anthony Beatty. I have got a PhD in behavioral analysis. I help people understand themselves better. And today is one of those days when we're going to tackle ourselves up front. No bars hold. We're taking the gloves off. We're talking about what can make the difference, because it's all about the value of you. So it's all about your self-concept. How do you see yourself? Well, what we've done in the past, we've actually put the value that we see in ourselves about through the value how others see us. But that is not ultimately correct. So let me help you through 3 phases today to understand how to look at ourselves so we can get to grips with why we don't value ourselves, 1, and 2, how we can learn to value ourselves. Fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. The first thing is, what is your self-image? What comes to your mind? Image is like, I cast my eyes with, it's something that you see in the sky. It's like a cloud. It's something that you think of. Well, I want to tell you that your self-image plays a vital role, because it says it's the perception that you and I have of ourselves. So we've often heard people say, he or she's got such a great self-image. Well, it's because they have a perception of themselves. In other words, they like themselves. In fact, there's another word that's even stronger than like. It's the word they respect themselves. You know why they can respect themselves? Because they've learned to love themselves. You know, there's a good book that says, love your neighbor as yourself. Sadly, a lot of us can't love others because we can't love ourselves. So it starts with the self thing. What is the word I said was self-image. What's your perception about yourself? If you're not sure, sit down for a moment and say, what are the 3 characteristics I'm prepared to write down about myself? I am, I am, I am. Remember, you have value. So in terms of saying that you have value, what's the next thing? Not only is it about your self-image, it's about this next word, self-esteem. What is self-esteem? What is the difference between self-esteem and self-image? Well, self-esteem has more to do about the confidence that you and I have in our own abilities. Now, if you have positive self-image, this here is naturally very good, your self-esteem, because our self-esteem grows, because your confidence grows, your ability grows. It's great to see all you people live on here, guys. Take this, export it, send it to other people, because we need to help people understand who we are. Remember, today is about the value of you. Yes, you and I. So we have spoken about, firstly, we've spoken about that you have a self-image. Is it a healthy self-image? I don't know. You determine for yourself. But your self-esteem is a clear indicator as to how well you have done. Self-esteem says, what is your confidence in your own ability to go to the next level? Now, those two are the things that are spoken about in the value in the market. Because if that is in place, people think that we've got the state. How do we get the value across to other people? But there's one thing lacking. I'm busy speaking about our self-concept. Our self-concept has to do with 3 things. Image, we've spoken about that. We've spoken about esteem, but there's one more. The third one is going to unlock the key for what really happens, why you and I add value to others. And it's this one. What is your self-worth? Yes, your self-worth is what asks the question, what value do you place on yourself? Now let's think a little bit back. Where does your value come from? Where does your worth come from? We so often make the mistake thinking that a wife looks to her husband and she expects of him, he makes me happy. He makes me feel good about myself. No, that's not true. You need to feel good about yourself first, so that when he does behave in the right way, that you feel better about yourself, or that you can excel to the maximum level. It all starts with you and me. It's right here in the middle. We have the ingredients, because you see, we've got a head and we have a heart. Too many of us try and solve this by thinking with the head. We think that we can think it through. We think that the solutions come from thinking, making lists, speaking to other people. No. Until we hit the heart, until we hit the nucleus of who we are, we will never realize the value of you, who you are. So you want to make sure that you have a self-image that you can portray to the world. You want to make sure that your self-esteem is on such a level that you can show the world, I have a confidence of speaking to other people. I know who I am, I know what I want, I know where I'm going. But it's all foundationally based on this one thing, our self-worth. Where does that come from? I can tell you again, you have been fearfully and wonderfully made. You're no mistake. You know, the Creator didn't go, oops, there's Ant. Oh, look at him. You know, he was made in a short weekend. By the way, I'm standing already. No, you just are created the way that you are created. It's the way it is. Gravity took its toll of me. But then again, I always mock and I say, I used to be 6'6", and then the Creator got hold of me and I'm my right size. But you know, I have my worth in him. My worth is not in myself because I can't. I fail. You know, I have jealousy, I have envy, I have anger, I have bitterness at times. I'm a human being. So don't be so hard on yourself. We all have these emotions and we go through these emotions and we feel that we fail. But today I'm going to unlock this as I look at these three things and say to you, what will play a vital role of taking you and me next level? It's actually quite easy. So the first thing I'm going to introduce, I'm going to take you to the lab. I can just think of you guys thinking, oh my gosh, that is Rocky Horror Show coming up. No. I want to take you to the lab of life, because the lab of life is going to unfold for you where you and I want to go whenever we speak about ourselves. What do you think the L stands for? You want to give it a guess? What do you think the A stands for? What does the B stand for? Okay, let's break the suspense. I'm taking you to the lab of love, where I say to you that lab is for love. If you want to have a healthy self-worth, you need to start by loving yourself. Now, where does love come from? Love comes from all the experience that you and I have picked up in our life. I call it phases. Firstly, your family. Did your family affirm you? That good old thing of, are you recognized, or are you all your life, do you feel rejected? If you've battled with rejection, well, you need help. Because if you feel rejected, it means you haven't broken through being celebrated, because being recognized says that I've overcome the feeling of feeling rejected. If there's an area in your life that you're rejected, just sort out that one area. But if it's, as a total human being, you feel that everybody's rejecting you, life is rejecting you, come back to this first point. What does your father think of you? What does your mother think of you? Your family plays a vital role, because together you form a nucleus. I mean, you were there for a reason. Somebody was dreaming about new life. Somebody was dreaming about, we want a child. Somebody was saying, maybe if we just pour out our love to one another, we can produce Ant. Some others went, oh my God, why did they even think of him? But good for you. Here I am, and you have to deal with it. But so with yourself. Guys, it's the value of you, because your parents came together in love, and that's where you come from. Now, as you were raised, the influences, you know, the faces, the A is the acceptance that you and I have. Do you feel your father accepted you? Do you think your mother accepted you? It plays a vital role. Because if you felt accepted by your mother, there will be a bond. If you felt accepted by your father, there will be a bond. But here's a natural thing. Boys will be close to their mothers. Girls, close to their fathers. That is pretty much generic. It's sometimes different in the world, but I found that pretty much the same all over the world. Daddy and his girls, and mommy and their boys. I mock. You know, my son is 37. He's turning 37 in September. And he's still a mommy's boy. Mom! He puts his arms around her. And sometimes, you know, initially when I didn't understand love, I was a little bit jealous. Sorry, guys. But you don't have to be jealous. You just have to celebrate it, because it's true. Because as you can give love, you can receive love. Ooh, hold on. Can I say that again? If you can give love, you can receive love. Why is it that you always just want to have your arms out and say, come, bring it to me. I need love. I want love. No, give love and you're going to receive love. It's an act of love first. So in this laboratory of love, lab, Love is first. What's the next one for the A? After love we have accepted. I want you now to know it's all about acceptance. Now, I spoke about the faces. Your family is important. The A is there. And the C was the credibility that you're carrying along with yourself. Because is your love credible? Because you can say to somebody, I love you, but it's empty. But your love will have actions. Your love will be tangible. It can be seen. It can be felt. Now, I want to challenge you. If you haven't felt the love in a long time, go and study the love languages. We dealt with that 2 weeks ago where we said that different people feel love in different ways. Today's topic is not about that discussion. But yes, you will feel it either in a physical way, that means you like to touch people. You'll feel the love in a way of recognition of words. People say things to you and you feel more love. Acts of service, people will do things, you'll feel love. Gifts, people will give you gifts, you feel loved. And the last one is quality time, and that is that we can spend quality time together, either in activity or conversation, and we feel loved. Now, all of that plays a role of your credibility, so that you can feel, as we said, in the lab of life, feel loved and feel accepted. But what's the last one of the lab? The B. The B comes up now with belong. So, in the lab of life, do you feel loved? Are you accepted? But do you feel that you belong? Now, here's the strange thing. So many people are in a relationship. The love is poured out to them. The other person has accepted them, but yet you don't feel that you belong. You know what you have to do? Take this rope and climb all the way to the top of the castle, and to realize it lies in what I've already discussed. Self-image, self-esteem, and self-worth. Guys, if your self-worth is out of place, I want you to go back to the Creator and say to Him, forgive me that I have not celebrated me. Forgive me that I have not valued me. Because you know what? You have to value you. You are unique. No one can smile like you. No one can laugh like you. No one can juckle like you. No one can dance like you. You know what? Sometimes they say, dance like nobody's watching. Just dance. Just sing. I mean, carpe diem. Live the day, man. I mean, why do you want to sit and maybe suck on lemons every day and look like you're busy to die? Get a life. Get yourself out of it. It's because your worth is in yourself, and your worth is dependent on what other people think. You know, what does He think of you, the Heavenly Creator? In His eyes, you have been perfectly created. You are not a mistake. Here's the sad part. I had to learn. You know, one of my friends has got a child that is not perfect. And I actually thought that God made a little oops, but He didn't. Because in my private time, He said one thing to me. I don't even look at the body. I look at you on the inside. You are the spirit being that I created. What your body looks like, well, that's over and above. I mean, look at nature. It seems to be the other way around. I mean, you've got all the males looking beautiful and the females looking ugly, but yet, look at us. Guys, thank God females look better than us. It's a fact. So the outside doesn't matter. It's what is on the inside that matters. Years ago, we had this ad. It's not inside, it's on top. Well, that guy was wrong. And this side, now we want to say, it's not on top, it's inside. Because it's inside of you, it's inside of me, that value that we bring. So in the lab of life, you want to be loved, you want to be accepted, and you want to belong. But I want to give you one last key that will unlock it. How do we become fabulous? I want to bring you the fab of life. The fab of life. What do you think the F stands for? Well, if you can bring this to the party without me even saying it, you're one step closer to being the total value of you. And there it is. I'll just reveal it this way. Feelings. If you can express feeling, you move to the next level. I feel happy. I feel sad. I feel victorious. I feel conquered. I feel needy. Oh, is that a good one? If you're feeling needy always, it's because you need to go back up the ladder and realize that your self-worth is out of place. Get your worth sorted out. If you need to go and speak to somebody 2 or 3 times to establish your own worth, please do. But don't blame the world because you don't feel fulfilled. You know, it looks like a checkbook. You can basically write out a check and it will go through. But if you don't put in a deposit every now and then, it will bounce. Now, that's what you and I do. Oh, the young people are thinking, what is a checkbook? I'm sorry, guys. How can I put this in some other way? Okay. If you have a mug in your hand and you pour water into it, you can make coffee. Because the content is poured into the jug, you can actually use it and make coffee. That's what I'm saying. Before you basically can drink the coffee, have the result of what you want, you have to pour the liquid inside. That's what happens here. Love is pouring. Now, what we want is we want to receive. I can tell you a lot of us have become very, very self-centered. Everything's about us. I want to be loved. I want to be wanted. I want to be needed. No. Start loving others. Start giving to others. And then you'll feel less needy. And it's as we basically give to others that we need it less. Why do you think people that do charity work love it so much? They're giving it to the world. They're making the world a better place. They give their money, they give their time, they give their love. Because you see, they understand the F. They understand they have to bring their feeling into action. Feelings into action is real. It actually makes you a different human being. Now, as we go on with this fab, what's the next one? The F was feeling. What is the A? This one is critical. This one is what I call either all in or all out. Attitude. Have you got the right attitude? You want to make sure that you bring the right attitude to the party. Man, some of you are born with a bad attitude. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've seen this bumper sticker from 0 to bitch in 3 seconds. And some people take pride in that. No, you are fooled. Don't. There's no feeling great about yourself when you get it wrong. But you know what? Ken Blanchard, before him, Ken Blanchard actually said, I read this more than 40 years ago in the 1 Minute Manager, my first little book on management. It says, catch people doing something right. Imagine that you walk and you say, Pete, and your son will, Dad, and gets a heart attack, and you catch him doing something right. Well done, my boy. I see that you actually were very loving towards your sister. Nice work. Nice work. Catch people doing something right, because that is how you bring the value of you to the next level. To all of you guys, all the hearts, all the kisses, thank you. I just feel it because today's session is about getting to grips with who you are, who I am. Congratulations for sticking it out. So you have to have your feelings in check and make sure that your feelings are expressed. You take this attitude, and you know, if you add them all up, it's 100% or nothing. You want to give it all. In fact, I just saw somebody and I said to them, all in. All in is the solution. And it's when you decide all in that you get it. But we're so hard with ourselves. Why? We think of everything we've done wrong. We think of, we track when this happened, when that happened. Guys, we are human beings. We fail. But when you fail, please be like John Maxwell. Fail forward. Take some space at least, man. Take some distance. You know, if somebody's throwing bricks at you, grab them and build a house. Just use the opportunities of life as they are flowing at your way. You want to do that. Now, you are busy with me. We're in the fab of life. And the last one is behavior. The B for behavior. Now, guys, we've been speaking about behavior for so many weeks. Your feelings have been in place. Your attitude have been in place. But your behavior plays a vital, vital role. So when we speak about behavior, what comes in? And like always, I'm not going to disappoint you. I am going to say to you, when it comes to the D for driver, when it comes to your behavior, in feeling value of love, you have to be your real you. You have to rise up and meet the challenges. You have to rise up and chase the results that you want, because if you don't, you're never going to feel self-loved. Because God has wired you for a challenge. God has wired you to say, be results producing. If you just come and sit on the couch and will be a couch potato, this one ain't for you. You're a driver. Buddy, get into D for drive. Okay? That's what you want to do. And even if you're a female, you want to get into D for drive, because the value is you. You add value because you basically can challenge yourself to the next level, take people to the next level, and together you can produce results. When we get to the next one, we know the influencer. This person needs to celebrate who they are, because their behavior works through recognition. So if you need the recognition, do something recognition worthy. Do something where people can say, wow, look at how excited they are. People will recognize you just for being excited. Look at how much fun they're having, because people will recognize them, because recognition plays a vital role. Other one is approval. You crave approval. That's the value that you have. So the recognition that you bring into every situation is because you naturally see other people who need to be recognized. So influencers, thank God, if they can take the focus on themselves, will see other people who are really performing well and say, wow, awesome. applause. That was brilliant. And I want to tell you, these people need to be applauded in public. They want everybody to know. Shout it out. And if you are an influencer out there, say, yes, I hope they're listening because you deserve it. Because you are unique and God made you that way. Then we have the next one. We have the supporter. As you know, the supporter, this person strives on relationship. You want to make sure that when you build a relationship here, be real, be authentic, and bring your true love. You know, to say to that person every day, I love you. You know, when they put the phone down, I love you. They can say it sometimes and not mean it. Go through that self-image, self-esteem, and self-worth. Check the self-worth level. If their self-worth level is healthy, then the supporter can take you all the way. Because when they love you, they are loyal to death. They will always be loyal. But I want to warn you, because you're so loyal, sometimes people will take advantage of you. Today, I want to say to you, get a little bit of posture. Stand up, believe in yourself, that your lab is strong, your love, your acceptance, and your belonging, that your fab is in place, your feelings, your attitude, and your behavior, because you are uniquely made the way that you should be. And then lastly, we look at our compliant, Mr. and Mrs. Compliant. These are the people who love to be right. These are the people who bring quality to any situation. So in terms of who you are, God made you to be fastidious. God made you to ask the questions. So please don't get upset with this high compliant person who says, but why must I do it this way? How will I do it? They will keep on asking question upon question. They're just clarifying. But that's the value that they bring to the relationship. Because today is about the value of you. And if you happen to be the compliant person that looks at the analysis, looks at the past, never overventure, but tread cautiously, thank you for keeping us back. People like me that just want to rush in them like a bull in a china shop. Imagine a bull in a china shop, a lot of glass, a lot of noise. Thank God. God puts people in our lives that are basically opposite to us to help us flourish. So today, as I summarize, we've looked at the value of you. Remember, there is self-image, the way that you see yourself. There is self-esteem, the confidence that you have in who you've become. But self-worth, that's the foundational level that those three together gives your total self-concept. From concept comes self-actualization. That's in talk next time. So we'll take your self-concept, we're going to talk about self-actualization in the next talk. Then we spoke about what makes this work. Firstly, we spoke about the lab of life. Make sure that you give enough love. Make sure that you feel accepted, and make sure that you make time to belong. If you don't, make a plan. Make a plan until you belong. And then become fabulous. Your feelings need to be expressed. Your attitude should be so that other people say, I want to be like you. And then your behavior, be who you are. Please don't try and be somebody else. God made you the way you are. If you're a driver, I celebrate you. If you're an influencer, I celebrate you. If you're a supporter, celebrate it. And if you're compliant, you're celebrated. Well, this is Dr. Anthony signing off. I cannot wait to be with you on next Free Coaching Friday. See you next time, 3 o'clock. Adios.